Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ryal Thomas. Tonight's topic is titled Self-Worth. But before we actually get started with the show, as always, I want to thank the viewers for phoning in, talking to me a little bit about some of the concerns they may have, and basically just talking about the show. I also want to thank you all for writing in, sending me letters expressing somewhat of the same thing. But without any further ado, I just want to jump right into this show. We only have 26 minutes here, and this is going to be a very, very informative show in which I hope. But again, the title of the show is titled Self-Worth. And I'm going to stand up on this because I want to be able to express myself physically as well as verbally to get some of these points across to you guys. There has been so many people talking about, some of the issues that they may be having or when they may be going through and things. And sometimes I don't think that a lot of people know how much they are worth, their self-worth. If you're applying for a position or applying for a job or something in that nature, don't settle for something that you don't feel that may be suitable for you, because you have self-worth. You know what you are worth. You know what you can bring to the table. You know what you can offer an employer. You know this. So there may be times and situations where that you feel that you need the job, and if that be the case, then take the job. But if you know that you can bring something to the table that's going to benefit the business, that's going to benefit you, that's going to benefit your coworkers, you must keep in mind that you have self-worth, that you are worth something. Stop selling yourself short. And I'm going to move right on into this evening because it's so many things I want to say. Let's move right on into it. Like I said, I'm going to try to be as candid as possible, but at the same time, be respectful to the viewers. Let's look at relationships. There are a lot of people, whether it's male or female, that may be in a place in their life where things are maybe not going as well as planned. And you may be going through a separation. You may be going through a divorce. You just may be going through some uncertain times. It's best to stand still for that moment, because you know what you bring to the table. You know what you are worth. Do not let your loneliness dictate to you what you should and shouldn't do. In the end, you're going to feel the pain of some of those decisions. So you need to relax, sit back, observe, look at what's around you, look at what's being offered to you. Don't care about your boyfriend or your girlfriend or someone who has a relationship and their relationship may be going fine at that particular time, and you may feel that you are not part of the circle because you cannot bring your friend to the cookout or you cannot bring your friend to a Christmas party. Don't be concerned about that. If you are sitting around and you're advertising yourself and you feel that, you have to do something, understand when you're talking to someone and someone is talking to you, they may recognize your hurt. They may recognize your pain, but you don't know what you're saying to them, but they're giving everything to you that you want to hear to open up a door of communication. And next thing you know, they have slipped on in. And I'm talking about males, I'm talking about females, I'm talking about people in general. Because once you let someone in, it's no telling what's going to happen. You may have given up so much information that it's not hard for them to confuse you and make you think that they care when there's only one objective, and we won't talk about that. We know what that one objective can be. But if you know that you have a good heart, you know that you bring something positive to the table, you know that you can financially support yourself. And again, I'm talking to males and females. And if you know that you, off of all of this, and you settle for less, and if you're on one level and they're on another level, and you're trying to grow, and this individual is not trying to grow, where and what do you think is going to happen to your level? It's going to come down. But don't let your level come down for the sake of just saying that you have someone. Don't let that happen to you. I'm telling you, we all have value. We all have value in ourselves. You know, and sometimes we can say the wrong things. Sometimes we can do the wrong things. But that doesn't mean that we do not hold self-worth. You have to understand that you are a valuable individual. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're underweight or overweight. It's you. You are all you have. And if you are unhappy with some of the conditions that you're living in, and if you're unhappy with some of the relationships that you are involved in, do something about it. Never let someone tell you that you do not have any pride, any self-respect for yourself. Don't let that happen. Because if people have a way of finding a weak spot and cutting you down where you start to think that you are not worth anything. And for an individual to do or to say something of such to another individual, to another breathing, living, loving individual, what does that say about that individual? Now, you want to try to love everybody, but sometimes it's a little hard to do that. And sometimes when you see someone mistreating your heart or losing respect for you or coming home in the wee hours of the night when a commitment has been made for you to be there for the safety, for the comfort, for the love of someone that you proclaim to love. I mean, what is that saying? What is that saying? You know, I've made mistakes in my life, and I'm pretty sure some of you all out there have made mistakes as well. But it comes a time when we need to clear our head, clear our thoughts, get back on track, and see, not only do you need to, I'm going to include myself in this now, not only do we need to get back on track, we need to get back on track and stay on track. Because when you have individuals bringing up the past, talking about something that may have happened months, years, decades ago, that before you even knew them, and they're constantly throwing that in your face, making you feel shame for something that you may have done a decade ago. See, they're making you feel shame, but they're never talking about themselves. Because see, somebody wants control. Somebody wants power. Somebody wants to position themselves in a place where they can take advantage of everything. Take advantage of your money. Take advantage of your house. Take advantage of things that you never thought that that individual would take advantage of. And most of all, they take advantage of what? Let me tell you, of your heart, of your caring heart. When the sleepless nights starts to come about and you're jumping up, looking out of the window or lying beside someone, not really feeling the trust, not really feeling the honesty that this individual promised you that they were going to give you for the rest of their life or for that moment. And that moment has become a moment of a revelation where that you finally realize that you've been taken advantage of. You've been lied to. See, you're worth more than that. You're worth entirely more than that. And I'm here to tell you this evening, don't settle for that. You know, it's your life. We're talking about your life here. We're talking about you moving and grooving in a way where that you can smile throughout this journey called life. We're talking about doing things together as a team. We're talking about putting all the past behind us and moving forward. We're not talking about putting the past ahead of the future. We're not talking about that. We're talking about living. See, that's what we're talking about this evening. We're talking about self-worth because you have it. You have it. You may have lost some things for a while. You may have been beat down mentally, but hopefully not physically. But in some cases, you may have been. You know, it's time to get up. It's time to get up. And if you love the individual that you're with and you feel yourself going in this direction, maybe you need to sit down and talk to the adult side of this individual and let the individual know this is not a game. This is not a game. We've made commitments here to one another. So where do we go from here? And do not waste your time waiting on something that you believe is going to happen, but the actions of the individual are showing you that this is never going to happen. See, you have to be real with yourself. You have to understand that people can say and do just about anything to get you to believe in them after you have shared so much with them. I'm here to tell you this evening that you have self-worth. Don't let anyone rob you of that. If you need to take some time and regroup and think about some things, but don't journey back too far. See, don't journey back too far with your memories and your thoughts. Don't do that. Sometimes you can journey back so far, your own thoughts can capture you, can confine you, where that you start to feel less than. Because the combination of you journeying back too far, along with someone trying to gain your confidence in trusting them, you'll slip and fall. Because your thoughts will make you believe that that's really you, when it's not. So all this stuff that you're running around thinking about, all this stuff that you're doing, trying to regroup, trying to get yourself back together, get around some positive people. Get around some individuals that's going to uplift you Get around some individuals who understand the journey that you have traveled in the past. Get around those individuals. See, those are the type of individuals that's going to push you forward. We're not trying to look back. We're trying to move forward. And until you start to move forward, you'll always hang on to the past. It's always nibbling at you. And if someone is around you, tell them, oh, you remember when you did this? Or you remember when you did that? See, you got to be careful of that. You have to be careful of that energy, because that negative energy will come into you and have you lying in the bed thinking, what have I done again? I don't know too much more I can say about that, but I want to look on a positive side as well. But if you have someone that's trying, and you have someone that's trying to uplift themselves, and you recognize it, and you see it, you encourage that individual. You stay close to that individual. You grab that individual's hand. You touch that individual. Let that individual know that you understand that you're trying to make a change. You let that individual know. See, sometimes a touch from a friend, from a loved one, from someone who cares means so much. It means so much. You may be sitting around worrying about your weight. You may feel that you're a little overweight. You may be a little too embarrassed to go out, join a gym, or maybe do some exercises at home, or maybe ask your friend to go for a walk with you. And I will say this, I'm going to cut that short. If you got someone who doesn't want to go for a walk with you, then you have a problem. Then you have a problem, because that's a commitment. That's a shared thing. I want to see you get yourself together. And if this is your dream and this is one of your desires to do, then hey, you better jump on board with me. Show me that you want to participate in my recovery. Show me this. Self-worth. And if that individual doesn't want to go, male or female, black or white, green or purple, I don't care. You get out there and go by yourself. You get out there and do it by yourself. Because in the end, if things are going in that direction, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be by yourself anyway. If someone is not trying to help you and uplift you, 9 times out of 10, somebody is waiting for an escape route. That's what's going on. But you don't want nobody just tagging along, just hanging along until you get yourself together and there hasn't been any type of contributions from the individual that you happen to be with. You get out there and do what you need to do. And you know what? Before you walk out the house, you give him or her a kiss. Let them know that, hey, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this because I have self-worth about myself. I'm doing this because I love me. It's time for me to stop looking and catering to you when you don't care or showing me signs that you don't care. See, sometimes people will see a bear and they'll swear and turn, it's a dog. Or they'll see a duck and think it's a rat. Sometimes these signs that you see, they are real. You can't keep ignoring it because of what your dreams and hopes are. You have to understand that some signs are real. And if you put them in your mind to comfort your mind, to make you believe that something different is going to happen, and you start to allow this to happen, you start to allow that to happen for the sake of love, then where's your self-worth? Then where are you with this? Where is the respect that you have for yourself? Can't let nobody just walk all over you, treat you any way they want to treat you. And you steadily dishing out money, steadily cooking meals, steadily running the tub water, steadily doing this, steadily doing that, and they are coming in, taking it and using it for their advantage, and then walking straight out the house after they have had a meal, and after they have had a shower, and after you done put $25 or $35 or $40 in their pocket, and they're gone again to the next day. Where's your self-worth? Again. But if you have someone that's willing to forgive you of whatever they may have done, and that person is forgiving you, and you are forgiving them, and you can grow together, man, you're building a strong bridge. You're building a very strong bridge, because a person who's walked that walk, who's talked that talk, see, it's hard to trick them again. It's hard to trick them. And you wonder why a shield has been put up. You wonder why the wall is so high. But you get upset because the wall is high, not understanding and not realizing that that wall is up for a reason. And if you care for this person and you have the right patience and you show this person love, because love is the foundation of creation, and they understand that and you understand that, oh my God, what a beautiful journey we shall travel together. We'll travel that together. No more accusations of something, no more who is that looking at you, or how long you've been knowing him, or who is she, or when did she give you a ride home. See, when you're confident and when you're comfortable with you and comfortable with your self-worth, no one takes that away from you. You can be accused and say, okay, all right, I love you. You take care. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you next week. Because you know what you're doing. Then they getting upset because they not you. You are not doing what they want you to do. So now here comes an argument. But for what? Right back to the drawing board. I already told you I'm working on me. I already told you that I've gone through a lot. You say you love me? Then stick around for a while, because you know you worth that. You worth the time. And if you recognize that you have the real thing at your hand, don't let it go, because someone else will pick it up, because they will recognize it. Just because you think grass is greener on the other side, how many times have you made a mistake and done something, and then because something may have looked a little better, or something may have had a little bit more security, or someone may have done something that someone else is not doing, but yet once all the fun and games are over, you realize you lost a good thing. See, that's a bad feeling. You know, I'm sorry that, and no, I'm not sorry that this has basically turned into, I guess, some sort of relationship counseling session. But I went with it because I felt that you, yes, you need to hear this tonight. Because you have to make up your mind on what you're going to do. You either stay in the same place, and if you are miserable, you stay there and be miserable, or you either take a chance. You take a chance on someone who shows you care. You take a chance on someone who loves you. You take a chance on someone who's able to do the things that maybe the others haven't done. You take a chance on living. You take a chance on life. It's your life. Self-worth. Don't let situations and opportunities come and belittle you based on a conversation, based on anything. You hold your head up. You hold your head up with pride and dignity and let people know that you walking through the room. You let people know that when you come through the door that a presence, a powerful presence is coming through the door. You let people know that you have self-worth. You let them know that. You walk with dignity. You walk knowing that there is a God within you. There's a creator that has created you, that has given you all the tools you need to work with. Now, if you're not using these tools correctly to get where you need to be, then there is something deeper that needs to be done. I almost feel like I'm preaching, but maybe I am. Maybe there's something inside of me that needs to relate to you tonight. So don't settle for less. I tell you this because in the end, when life is over, what have you left? What type of message have you left for your kids? What type of message have you left for your loved ones, for your family members? You're all in that casket by yourself. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Think about this. This is Ryal Thomas. See you next week.